Hey folks, welcome back to Dan's Auto Diagnostics and Repair. Today we're back on the 2005 Honda Accord and we're doing tie rod ends and wheel speed sensors. Should be a pretty quick one, if nothing goes dramatically wrong, of course. Let's get after it. So here's what we got here. You see that boot's torn up. It's all cut. So we got the new one right there. And we got the new wheel speed sensors. If you remember when I did the bearings in this, we had to drill these out. So, if those cooperate and go in there nicely, shouldn't be too bad. Alright, first we'll get this nut off of here. I already took the cotter pin out. That. All right. Now when you're taking this off, you got to count the turns. Let me get you over here. There's a jam nut right there. You want to loosen that. It's going to be a little difficult for me to get in there while the camera's there, so let's see. Let's see if we can do it. Alright, I need to get in there, but when you're unscrewing this tie rod end, count the turns and then turn the new one in that amount of turns. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, about 22 and a half there. Now let's see if that jam nut will cooperate. 22 and a half. You guys remember that. I'm going to work on getting that off of there. The new one came with a new jam nut and a castle nut. Alright, she was coming pretty hard. I got her to where I can use the impact, get her the rest of the way off there. Now, just put the new one on. I put a little PB blaster on there to help it out. New one goes on very nice. Alright, now we got our 22 and a half here. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, it's all the way up against the jam nut there. Sure, that's going to be good. We also got a new Zerk fitting, a little grease fitting here. Ain't going to be able to put that on with a glove. Gloves sure getting away. It's one thing I hate about Michigan. I really, really want to go back to Florida. I have just had a crazy, crazy rough week. Gotta make sure that these don't strip out too. They don't always go in straight, so you don't want to mess up the threads. I'm just going to go ahead and finger tight that for now, and I think what I'll do, seeing as that tie rod's off, give me more extension over here to put the wheel cylinder in, or the wheel speed sensor. So I'll do that. Got two different part numbers. Got two bags here, two different part numbers, but they look exactly the same. I'm sure there's probably a right and left, so I gotta figure that out. Alright, I got the old right side there, and between these two, between the little white insert that goes through the fender, this one here is longer, and that matches, let's see now, that matches this one. So this is going to be the right side, so I'll put the right side over here, and this should be the left side. Should be our guy there. Take that nut, bolt out of there. And of course that's not going to slip right in. I'm going to have to clean that out, that bore out a bit. So I got a drill bit. Be careful not to hit the wheel speed sensor part. Alright, that looks like it slipped in just enough. I'll tighten that down. $10mm. And then we got this little bracket here. Got to hook up on this one. Doesn't really seem right. Oh, you know, look at that. There's a little R. There's an R on that one. I wonder if the other ones were backwards, but there's definitely a clear R right there. So this has got to be the right side. All right. I don't know if you can see that, but there's an L right there. So this has got to be our guy. Get that in there. All right, went in nice. So far, it's been pretty smooth. I hate saying that. Oh, it feels like I'm going to jinx myself, you know. And we'll take this little 10mm out. I even matched it up. Maybe I had the wrong one over there. I thought that was the right side. But this will go on there. That makes more sense. It's got that little tab under here that goes into that little hole, and that follows the contour of the steering knuckle there. Come on, thread in there. You can do it. All right. And make sure that tab gets in there. And then, I don't know if you can see that, there's another bracket with a 10mm here that I'll have to put on right up in there. And can you see the hole in the back? That's right, it goes right through there and then clips in. I'll clip that in after I get this done. There's another little locating hole right there. That's nice. So everything goes in nice. When it's got the locating holes, then you know for sure that that's the way it goes. Alright. Now we'll get this guy in there. I do see a little notch here, so let's see if we got something like that on here. Yep, there's the little notch right there. Can you see up in there? So it's got a little notch right there. I can barely see it myself. So we'll put that baby right through there. Line the notch up. Come on, get in there. Don't be giving us trouble. Alright, I'm going to move you guys and just push that in there. Alright, now that that's up in there, I'll have to go around. See that down in there? See if I can connect that. Come on. It'll be difficult. Get on there. See that? Let's see. It's really difficult to get my hand under there. There it is. Oh, you guys didn't even see that, but I just clicked that in. Now we can go ahead and put in our tie rod in there. Get our new nut, Newcastle nut here. Get that in there. Make sure this boot isn't getting all bound up. And tighten it up. Different size nut, of course. Let's see what that is. You got an 18 on that. Alright, we'll torque that to spec. I forgot the spec. I'm going to have to look it up. Alright, finally found it. 32 foot-pounds. Alright, that's it. Now I put the cotter pin in, and then put this in there right. Alright, got that down in there enough to use the ratchet. I don't want to go too tight with that at all. Alright, now we're going to get the grease gun out and grease that up. Uh-oh, I think I might be out. Oh, no, she's coming out. I had it in there. Ah! Yeah, you can see she's coming out of there, so I try not to do that. I just gave it a few pumps, but I didn't think any was coming out, so a little overdid it, but there's that. Now, I just need to tighten that jam nut up. Of course, that's a different size too. Great. All right, there. And that's it. Just double check your work. Castle nut on, cotter pin in, greased, torque to spec. Wheel speed sensors in, all connected. All right, now I got to do the other side. Well, this side didn't come with a castle nut. Came with one of those no locks, or what do you call those, locks nuts, with the Teflon insert. Didn't come with a lock with a jam nut. And it's a sealed one, so totally different companies. Alright, we're all done. I'm in the vehicle now. I got the wheel speed sensors pulled up. We're going to take it for a little drive here. Seems like they're all reporting. Speedometer works. They're all functioning. All right, that's a fix. Short video, pretty easy job. That's gonna be it for now. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.